everyone, and welcome back to BouncinMouncin, but something new.
Whoa.
It's the BTW podcast.
That's right.
Or Brett
And
Tyler watches movies.
Maybe it should be BTW. BTW.
No, I like BTW.
Okay.
This is BTW, where we watch movies.
Yeah.
Random movies, I guess we should say.
But we haven't watched any yet. Because this is the intro.
This is the introduction podcast.
The introduction episode.
So this is going to be a podcast. We're not going to be, this is going to be fun because my YouTube channel is all. It's all
about pain and suffering.
My YouTube channel is all about board games.
Oh.
And I'm saying, most people would be like, you should do the same thing. It helps the algorithm. People come to you for board games. Don't
Idiots.
switch it up.
Idiots.
I'm like, no, it's my YouTube channel. I do what I want, and I've been watching a lot of movies, and I want to start talking about them. And I was like, I should get Tyler on because he's seen a movie.
Yeah, I've seen one movie.
Which movie?
Dougal.
Dougal?
Yeah, you ever seen Dougal?
Wow, starring Frank?
Frank the dog?
Frank the dog. It's kind of like Buried.
No, I think the dog's name is Dougal in the movie.
Oh, I thought you were joking.
No, it's about a dog. It's about an animated dog.
I thought you were making up a movie.
No. I have a backstory with Dougal, but we don't have to get into it on this episode.
Hey, it might come up. We could add it to
I doubt it will come up. I don't know if you have a category for Dougal.
There are some movies that I want to watch that don't fit into this wheel. I'm like, do I make a wheel slice
just for that?
Okay, but let me explain.
There's a lot to explain.
What the point of this podcast is. So instead of us just picking random movies, being
boring.
like Dark Knight and talk about it, Batman Begins and talk about it. Dark Knight Rises. Oh, that Batman. Yeah.
Joker.
I haven't seen the Batman. Or Batman Forever.
Oh.
Or Batman and Robin.
I was going to say that one.
Batman.
Mr. Freeze.
Batman.
Spin-off show.
Batman the movie.
Then we talk about the Arkham Knight games.
Yeah. Well, we don't talk about video games.
Oh.
So the idea is that I have this random wheel of categories. I didn't mean to scroll. I meant to scroll down here. This right now it has 19 categories. You might be looking at them like these are some weird categories.
Yeah, I'm freaked out.
The idea was, my original idea would be like we pick a random year, and then I pick a movie from that year, you pick a movie from the year. Maybe we'll have an episode with a guest that picks a movie. But then I was like, years are too boring.
Yeah.
Let's broaden it with more categories. So what's going to happen is I'm going to spin this wheel, and then in the next episode, I'll be picking a movie, probably at the end of this episode. That way I can tell you guys to watch it and you to watch it. I'll pick a movie, let's say Space Jam.
Yeah.
Well, then the next episode is us talking about Space Jam. Then you'll pick another movie from the same category.
Okay.
Hopefully Space Jam 2.
Hopefully.
And then we'll have a guest. Maybe. I don't know if we'll always have a guest. But the goal would be to have a guest. And the idea would be to have the fourth episode would be you guys get to pick the movie from the category. So I don't know what category Space Jam and Space Jam 2 are in.
Probably Looney Tunes. Because then you get back in action. Yeah.
That's really about it. I'm sure there's like a Looney Tunes animated movie.
There's gotta be.
I used to have a VHS.
Like Tweety Bird's Adventure or something.
But that's the general idea. But before we get to wheel spinning, I just wanted to know what are your favorite movies? That way the audience can get to know you.
Favorite movies.
The audience can get to know your taste in movies.
Okay.
What's your top 5?
My top 5 movies in no particular order, Brent.
Yeah, I did tell you to get this prepared beforehand.
You did. I'm not this great at knowing my favorite movies.
It's hard. I mean,
no, for sure. I mean, it's like picking your favorite kids.
Yeah.
If you had more than 5.
I have one dog, and I can pick my favorite dog. It's that one. He's in a ball of blankets.
Okay, favorite movies. I'll answer your question now. One of them, The Matrix.
The Matrix from 1990. You said that was your favorite movie.
Yeah. Well, it can switch at any time. You know, opinions change over time.
Switch to Matrix Resolution.
It did not. It did not.
What's it called?
Not
Not Resolutions.
No, they would work.
It's the computer. It's the making. Oh, I thought they making New Year's resolutions.
Oh, I don't want to be the one anymore.
So The Matrix. Yeah, I like The Matrix. I'm not a huge fan of the sequels.
Yeah, they're not like. I like how the story wraps up, but.
In the third one.
Yeah.
Or the fourth one.
The fourth one is quite the adventure.
I
forgot. No, I was talking about the third one.
Oh, okay.
The fourth one is its own.
Did the fourth one do a good job? It didn't do a good job of wrapping anything up. I guess
no, it kind of reopened the box.
I was going to say, it kind of had to unwrap stuff. Right?
If anything, you could tell that they kind of want there to be a fifth, but I don't think there's going to be.
I didn't finish that movie. I couldn't finish Matrix 4. I got to can I minor spoiler alert for Matrix 4?
Yeah.
When he gets out of the Matrix and he's like in, I guess, real world.
Yeah.
It got so boring, and I checked out.
Oh yeah, and that's pretty early too.
Yeah. It was also that was the movie. I was watching that like New Year's Eve night, like at 12 a.m.
Oh, that's why you said resolutions.
That's exactly why. Instead of like going to a party, I was like, I'll watch the new Matrix.
Mistake.
And then so it was late at night. And it's a long movie, so I didn't even get to the end. I don't know. But I watched some YouTube. But the original Matrix is good.
Yeah.
Not a huge fan of the ending, the very ending.
Of the first one?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
I mean, it's cool, but it's just confusing because all the people just saw him fly away.
You're telling, yeah.
Sorry, I mean like the
last frame.
The last shot of him flying away. People are just like, that guy just flew away.
Yeah. But I feel like they just do like Men in Black shit.
Oh, some code?
You know. Yeah, exactly.
Like I make my.
I mean, there's always weird shit
I make my
on.
computer forget the history, all the websites I go to.
Exactly.
It's like, hey, computer.
And I'm sure those people just go around. They're like, I saw a person flying, and then everybody else goes, you're crazy.
Yeah, but if it's a whole bunch of them,
can't
they turn to each other and be like, did you just see someone?
Yeah, but they're together crazy. You know, like there was that like.
Yeah, but what if they go to
dancing hysteria back in the day? You know, people danced till they died.
No, I don't.
Went through towns. That's interesting. But yeah, it happened. So a whole group of people could go crazy at once. You just go. There was something in the water that day.
I guess. You think if
I'm just saying the agents have it under control. They figured it out.
I also don't get agents. They like can just take over people's bodies. So are those people gone? They're just.
Yeah, I don't know what happens when they leave the body. Like, does the person like, oh, I blacked out for a minute?
Or is it just like, hey, John died? I don't know. He just disappeared. he's just gone.
I don't think they disappear because like, I think they can like leave the body.
It's all code, right?
Anyways? Yeah, exactly. They could just load you back in, I guess.
Yeah, I agree with I forgot his character's name again. Joe Pantalone. It's the guy who ate the steak, and he's like, he's like, I know the steak is fake, but
his name is Cypher.
Cypher. I always want to say Spike, but it's not Spike.
That's not Spike.
Spike is from what?
There's probably a lot of Spikes.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There might be one in Alien. I don't know. Okay, Matrix.
Okay,
we got
that's
through
one of them. This is a 6-hour podcast, by the way. Another one, Jaws. Love Jaws. Ooh. Jaws was my above Matrix for a while, and I recently rewatched it again. It is so good.
See, I need to rewatch that because I watched it a long time ago. And bored to tears by it.
Really, really, I love that.
I really liked the Jaws ride at Universal.
Oh,
they got rid of it.
I did it once. I didn't know they got rid of it though. So I got it before.
I think it's still in Japan, but here,
well, that's where I wrote it.
Here it's Harry Potter now.
Yeah.
It's Harry Potter.
They replaced Jaws with Harry Potter?
With diagonally.
It's flooded now?
No,
they just put it in the water. They're like, imagine.
The water wasn't that deep. They just put some dirt in it. Have you ever seen that ride with no water?
No.
It's really weird.
It's like an inch.
Yeah, it's pretty like Jungle Cruise. They put dye in the water to make it look. It makes it dark, so that way you just can't see the bottom. Yeah, and it makes it seem deeper than it is. But yeah, you can stand in all that water. Okay, Jaws. I need to rewatch it. I know it has that famous push-pull camera drone shot.
Oh yeah, on the beach.
Where you dolly in and zoom out.
Another one, Parasite. I loved Parasite.
Oh, I really liked Parasite.
I also need to rewatch it because I just remember I'm usually like a very big like. I always have like critiques after I see a movie, and like that's just like the way I always judge things in general. Is it's like if I like the way you know I like a movie is if I don't have a lot of critiques, which isn't always true either. Because like sometimes there's fun plot holes. Sometimes if I have a lot of critiques, it's because I was so invested and I was paying super attention.
I just rewatched Interstellar and I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of like goofs on it. Yeah, the ending is kind of goofy, but I still like the movie. Yeah. I mean, it's a 3-hour long movie. I get why they wanted to wrap it up real quick. But I know you can love a movie and still be like, this stuff's goofy.
Exactly.
But
I need to rewatch it. But I just remember leaving the theater and being like, "Oh my god, that was a good movie."
Yeah,
like being excited. Like that doesn't usually happen.
Parasite, I don't want to spoil because it is pretty recent. So I do think you should watch it. So I won't spoil it. I just will say, when I was watching the movie, there's a premise to it. Spoiler alert! It has a premise.
Wait a minute.
And then the premise kind of like reached its peak, and I'm like, okay, this is getting kind of boring. And then they like tweaked it slightly halfway through the movie. I was like, okay. It seemed like the people making the movie were like, yeah, this is when it reached its point, and then I changed it. So I loved the change halfway through, and I was like, wow. Because I was ready to be like, another hour of this, and then, and then it got great.
So now I've said 3.
We're gonna spin this wheel.
We're gonna do it eventually. Spaceballs is up there.
Mm-hmm. I used to watch it all the time.
It was funny because there was a rule at like because I was an only child, right? We're gonna get into my backstory.
You were?
I were, and I still kind of am. I don't know. My father remarried, and so I have a half sister, but we never lived with each other, so I still had the only child experience.
Okay.
But technically, I do have a half sibling.
Okay.
Don't crucify me.
Okay, so you used to be an only child.
I used to be an only child.
And you had a rule about Spaceballs.
So my mother worked, and so after school was over, I went to aftercare, right, to be watched by people, so I couldn't get into trouble. And they had a rule where you can bring in movies to watch, but they had to be like under PG-13. And Spaceballs came out before PG-13, so it was still a PG movie. Yet
it's nudity in it.
Yeah, and there's like
is there nudity in it? Airplane has nudity.
Yeah, I don't think there's nudity per se. I think there's like sexy parts.
They say the S word.
Yeah, they
remember
do. Yeah,
But I remember watching Airplane because that's PG and you see boobs in it.
Yeah,
that was a big deal.
I think you might see Princess Vespa in like her bra or something, but I don't think there's nudity.
I haven't seen Spaceballs in a while. Spaceballs is the thing where I used to watch that like before I seen Star Wars. Well, I've seen Star Wars as a kid.
Yeah.
But you know when you start like remembering movies, I think I used to watch Spaceballs all the time. Like not even know. I like knew who Yoda was, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Like I knew Spaceballs way more. I love the part where they watch Spaceballs. I think that's very fun.
Yeah.
They need to find him, so they're like, let's just watch the movie and see where he went.
When is this? Yeah. No, that's
all
really...
right, number 5.
Number 5. Again, they were no particular order. Number 5. Just give me a second. Edit this out.
Do you have multiple movies, or you just?
Well, I put in a bunch. So, like, I put in runner-ups. So now my brain is getting frazzled. Oh yeah, I forgot The Thing. I love
John Carpenter's.
John Carpenter's.
So, do you like spooky movies?
I guess I do. I haven't seen a lot of spooky movies, but the ones I do see, I do like.
I hate scary movies. I get too scared by them. So this thing's gonna be funny or interesting. When we pick a movie, if you pick a really scary movie, I'm probably I don't know. We'll see how I do because like there's some movies I like just can't watch because it just sticks in my head for way too long.
I think I like The Thing so much because I like moral dilemmas. And so, like, knowing that there's, like, one of the people you trust could be bad or something like that. I like that weird situation.
Have you seen that X-Files episode?
I have not.
I don't know what it's called. There's just an X-Files episode.
That's basically that plot.
It's basically The Thing. They go to... I'm not sure if it's Antarctica or...
Maybe I did see that.
There's, like, a bug that's, like, getting in people and, like, taking over their brains.
Yeah, and then, like... Because, like, the ending of
have to... Yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time.
That's so funny because I haven't seen many episodes, but I might have seen that episode. That's why I was like,
it's like a famous episode and people go, it's like The Thing.
It's The Thing episode.
The Thing's great. I mean, as a non-horror fan, I do like that movie, even though it's super gross and stuff.
Yeah.
And it has a bad jump scare in it. Jump scares also I don't do well with.
Oh, that's what gets me. Like in horror movies, like you could have the most screwed up plot and everything else, but it's the anticipation of the jump scare that fucks me over.
Yeah.
So a movie that like fakes a lot of jump scares, or like they just have that tensity of like the music stops a bunch, or like it's like those too quiet things. Those mess with my mind way more because I'm always on edge. Like it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Have you seen The Strangers?
I have not.
So The Strangers, I always say, is like the worst movie to watch if you're a jump scare.
Yeah.
Because it goes back and forth between like here's a jump scare, and then it'll just be like a shot. There's a famous shot of I believe it's Liv Tyler. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I think it's Liv Tyler. She's just washing the dishes. And then, like, you kind of realize, oh, there's someone standing behind her. Like, the guy walked in so slow that like, when I was in theaters, I didn't notice him walk in.
Wow.
And then I just see him, like, there's just, and then he kind of, like, backs away. Like, nothing happens.
Yeah.
But I'm just sitting there waiting for the jump scare.
Yeah.
And then there'll be, like, a shot where they're, like, looking out into the woods or, like, in a house.
Yeah.
Like, look in the backyard, and you're, like, just waiting. You're like, oh, my God, this thing's going to jump.
Yeah.
And,
awful.
I would say A Quiet Place was the worst with fake jump scares. There's a part where John Krasinski opens a door, and there's just a loud, like the music was just like, and I'm like, he just opened a door, like a cat didn't run out, nothing. It was just, It's like, why did you jump there? It bugged me a lot.
That's funny.
I hate jump scares, and I hate spooky stuff. Like, I don't think I could ever watch Babadook. I've seen a picture of it, and it just sticks in my mind, and I'm like, it's
Too scary.
It is too scary. I'm a big baby.
At least you know your limits. And hopefully they'll be pushed over by these randomized wheels.
Yeah, I mean, there's no Babadook.
Not yet. That's not a category yet.
I guess, yeah, I think I'm going to, we have a Facebook group.
Yeah.
That I'll have linked below. I try to make a page, but you can't put polls on a Facebook page.
There's just some things you can't do, and that's one of them.
So I have a Facebook group where I'm going to have polls. I think I'm going to have polls for, like, what movie should we watch? Yeah. Maybe what wheel slice should we add? And then how should Tyler die?
Hopefully there's no votes on that. That's how you become immortal. Just no one votes on it.
Do you have any of those runner-ups if you just want to list them off real quick? Or right. Sorry, I mean...
No, you're fine. Put your phone I mean, I just was doing... So I've got The Shining, another spooky.
That's spooky, but I couldn't watch that. I mean, that terrified me as a kid.
Really?
I watched that way too young, but I do love that movie.
I think the first scary movie I watched was Psycho.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't even think it was that bad.
Psycho's not that, I mean, not for us.
Yeah, no, I know.
I remember my grandmother was talking about scary movies, and she was like, I couldn't sleep for 3 days after watching Psycho. Like, you dumb grandma.
Grandma, you're so silly.
She's dead, so don't call her silly.
She's nothing now, I guess.
She's in my heart. I'm just kidding, Grandma, if you're watching.
Yeah, you're not in my heart, Grandma. Just kidding. You're really fucking this up. Okay. Indiana Jones. I love Indiana Jones.
I've only seen the first and fourth.
Ooh, fourth. Ouch. I did not like the fourth. How did you feel about the fourth? I liked it. You liked the fourth? You like Crystal Skull?
I didn't love it. I wasn't jumping up and down.
I'm still surprised.
But when I watched it, I was like, I don't know. I like it. It's fun. People complained about the CGI, and I'm like, I don't care. CGI usually doesn't get to me.
Yeah, I think my thing with the fourth one is I just like, one, I don't like Indy being old.
Yeah, that's how you gonna deal with the fifth one?
Well, I'm not excited
because he's only getting older.
Yeah, I'm not excited for it. And also, like, I just thought, like, spoiler alerts. I just didn't like the alien plot. I just
see that doesn't. I don't know. I don't know what the difference between the magical arc versus aliens.
My thing is, like, I get, for me, it's just like a different thing. Like, for my suspension of disbelief or whatever, where it's like, oh, it's a magical artifact with religious connotations, I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
For me, no. I think aliens are much more believable than a magical arc. I
think it's just because there's already 3 movies. Aliens are never brought up, and then in the 4th one, they're like, I'm just saying, this guy's a world famous he's a world famous archaeologist. He finds things all the time, and no hints of aliens besides this one time. That's my problem. But it just seems it's like added into the world.
But like, how do you know that aliens weren't hinted at? Maybe the ark was made by aliens. You don't know.
That's true. I just feel like, I don't know. Oh, okay. And also the ending where I always just hate this plot line of, like, having so much knowledge that it kills you. That makes no sense. That's stupid.
That was weird.
That's stupid.
That's like, we only use 10% of our brains. Exactly.
It's like, okay.
That was, I can't defend that part. Yeah. But just I guess the action scenes, like
the ants. You like the
ants? I didn't like them, but I like watching them. I don't want to be around them.
Yeah.
But I liked, there's an action scene where Shia LaBeouf's on a bike going through the city.
Doesn't help that I don't like Shia LaBeouf either.
See, I like Shia LaBeouf. I'm a Shia stan. I know he's been kind of weird in real life.
I don't care about him in life. I just, for some reason.
Have you seen Honey Boy?
I've not. I haven't seen a lot of movies with him, so maybe my opinion will change, because I know he's in, like, other things.
I'm not sure if he directed Honey Boy, but he wrote it. It's about his life.
Oh.
Growing up, like, filming Even Stevens. And you think a guy on a Disney Channel show is, like, living a great life, and you realize he was struggling with a lot of stuff.
Wow.
But,
like math?
Like an abusive dad. Well, yeah, a bad dad. I guess he wasn't abusive. Bad dad.
Bad dad.
Bad dad. I just want to go over some of mine. I feel like
that's good. Yeah.
I feel like if you watch my channel or listen,
you might. Some people might if they've been paying attention.
My all-time favorite movie ever, which I'm not sure if you've seen because it's a small indie movie. It's called Coherence.
No, have not seen it.
I would recommend watching it.
Okay.
Going in knowing nothing.
Perfect. So don't talk anymore about it. Right?
It's a small indie movie. On this channel, I've done a commentary track with the director. He was, very nice. He was nice enough. Yeah, And there's an awkward part where I debated about something. I was like, is this what's going on? He was like, no. And I was like, well, I think it is.
That's hilarious.
So that was awkward. But Coherence, it's just my favorite movie. And it demands rewatches. And I think that's what's great about the movie. And there's like a behind the scenes thing of how they made it, which is interesting to talk about, but I don't like saying before people watch it.
Yeah, because you don't want to give it away. Or
well,
whatever.
it doesn't spoil the plot. I just
the magic of the filming.
Yeah. Watch Coherence. It's amazing. And then I always say like Scott Pilgrim is probably my favorite like mainstream movie. Or Magnolia.
I don't even know what that's about.
Magnolia. I don't know what it's about either. It's a 3-hour Paul Thomas Anderson movie. And it's like a whole bunch of different stories. If you ask me what that movie's about, I don't know. But I just love that movie. We have if it comes up.
There should be a favorites category, maybe.
We can. You want me to add
it?
A
favorites category, yeah.
What, like Spinner's Choice or I don't know. Well, like our favorite movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I can put it in our favorite. This is weird typing. Movies. Okay, and I'll add it. So now we have 20 wheel slices.
So, yeah, and that's that's an even number. That's perfect.
Yeah, it's probably better. But it's a great movie. It is 3 hours long, so it's a little tough to recommend.
Get through, yeah.
For me, it's not hard to get through. But it has it's stacked with cast. Like, I could go through the cast and it would be like nonsense. Like, I'm talking Philip Seymour Hoffman. He shows up in almost every Paul Thomas Anderson movie.
Oh, okay.
Like Tom Cruise. We got now Julianne Moore. William H. Macy, John C. Reilly.
Whoa, you're going too fast now.
I mean, John C. Reilly he's my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
The movie ends with him doing a monologue, and I did that for a public speaking class. Spoiler alert for the movie. John C. Reilly does a monologue at the end.
Whoa.
It's a great movie. And then I have Back to the Future Part 2.
Interesting. Out of the trilogy.
I love Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of Back to the Future Part 3.
See, that's my favorite.
Yeah, I know it's coming back. People are like, the Part 3 stands are coming out of the woodworks.
Hey.
But 2, I think mainly because when I was watching them, and I'm still like this, I love a crossover. So the MCU is right up my alley. It's just when stuff crosses over, even if it's stuff I don't care about.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
woo! But because he went to the future, that stuff's cool. But when he has to go back to the 50s and like work around himself, and you're seeing stuff from the first movie from a different angle, it was right up my wheelhouse. I mean, Avengers Endgame did the same thing. Spoiler alert for Avengers Endgame. But you're like seeing the first Avengers movie and do you not like Avengers Endgame?
No, I really like it.
Yeah, if a movie is just time traveling back to a different movie, and if Fast and Furious does that, where they end up time traveling and having to like steal stuff from the past, that would be the best movie ever. I don't love Fast and Furious.
I like that it becomes the best movie ever. Not even like, I like it now.
Yeah. But that's why I love Back to the Future. Mainly, there's like a couple shots where like, Marty McFly's
on.
The
back. You see him from the back a lot, probably.
Yeah. But when Marty McFly's like on the stage singing from the first one, and there's another Marty McFly on the top, like trying to avoid him, having a fight sequence around the first movie, it was just so cool. It was just so cool to me.
You want to know why the third's my favorite?
Why?
Because the dog falls in love.
Mary Steenburgen. Mary
Steenburgen. I don't know what her name is.
I forget. She's a good actress.
I just like that.
Yeah. Did you watch A Million Ways to Die in the West?
Nope.
The Seth MacFarlane movie?
I did not see that. Missed that one.
Doc Brown shows up.
Oh.
It's kind of a camp. They have like a,
Doc Brown shows up in a lot of things, don't he?
Like in other movies? Not really.
He showed up in a Simpsons episode.
He does. And he shows up on the Simpsons ride.
Oh, really?
No, the queue for the ride.
Oh, okay.
Because the Back to the Future ride turned into the Simpsons ride. And so there's a funny bit where he's like, I don't know, give me back my ride or something. I forget what he's saying. But yeah, so does Jamie Foxx playing Django. He shows up in A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Oh, okay.
The movie wasn't that great.
For some reason, I'm not going to doubt you.
Well, we're 30 minutes into this.
Perfect.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I have any more favorite movies.
Wow, not
I'm
a lot.
sure I do. I gave Interstellar 5 stars. Please don't cough.
I have to.
So I'm sure other episodes would be longer because we would have a movie to talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think we should do the inaugural spin.
Ooh.
I've spun it before, but this is like whatever we land on, I'm gonna have to pick a movie.
Yeah.
Then you have to pick a movie.
Should we click it at the same time?
If you want to.
Well, yeah. I feel
Wait, hold on. Let me get it
yeah,
on
you gotta
the spin
position
button.
it. You gotta position it. Well, that way it's the
3,
fair.
2, 1. And we missed.
We missed it. Okay, try it again. Oh, you got rid of the wheel. We just deleted the whole wheel.
I don't think so. We might have gotten rid of.
No, it's still 20.
But it's okay. Favorite movies is on there.
Somewhere.
Okay, I'm just gonna click it. I'm gonna give it a shuffle,
Okay, shuffle it.
and we're gonna spin.
This is rigged now.
We've messed up the first time.
I'm spinning it a second time. This
No,
doesn't. No,
what?
you can leave it.
Oh,
Whoa.
it stars Michael Madsen. Do you know who that is?
Nope. MM, good old MM.
Michael Madsen. I mean, I can list off a few of his pictures if you want me to.
Sure, do it.
Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, I've heard that's
Pulp
good.
Fiction.
I've seen that.
Others. Well, not the others. Other.
Okay.
Other movies.
That was like an interesting title.
I can't think of a lot off the top of my head. Species. Have you
Species.
seen Species?
Is that like a sci-fi thing?
It is. That movie terrified me as a kid. It's about an alien girl that is trying to sleep with men to like.
Oh, to kill them?
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe
I think Species 2 screwed me up more because it's the opposite. It's an alien guy comes on and starts having sex with women.
Killing them?
And he has sex with, well, he's trying to reproduce, but they end up dying in the reproduction. So he has sex with a woman, and the woman's like, goes to the bathroom, and it's just like, ooh, cleaning up after her.
Yeah.
And her stomach just starts to like get pregnant super quick, and then it like rips open. And I was like, I saw that way too young. Guys, it's Michael Madsen month.
If only this started in March.
So we're gonna have a poll of like which Michael Madsen movie should we watch. Though we're gonna pick 2 movies, so we're gonna take 2 off the list.
I'm picking Species.
You,
I'm picking Species.
no, you don't. You could look at a list. I know exactly which movie I'm gonna pick because I wasn't planning it for this one specifically, but I was like, if there's been a movie I've been wanting to rewatch, I guess I could.
That's my red.
I guess, you know what, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to look at Michael Madsen movies real quick, in case there is a movie that's better than this. Okay, I will say that, hopefully we'll back. We looked at his IMDb page.
Yeah, we're back.
I think I got it down to 2. Sin City was going to be my original pick. Have you seen Sin City?
I have not seen Sin City.
Have you seen Sin City?
Have you seen? Ooh, that's a good tongue twister.
Have you seen Sin City?
Have you seen Sin City? Have you seen Sin City? Have you seen Sin City?
You got too good at it.
It's not good anymore.
It's not fun when you're good at it. Sin City.
Have you seen it?
Or My Boss's Daughter. Have you seen either of those?
I have not seen either of
Those
those.
are both movies I've seen. I guess I could try to pick
You
a
can
new
branch out.
I don't want to.
Wow.
My Boss's Daughter,
big-
I remember liking a lot. And Sin
really?
City, I remember liking a lot. And you haven't seen either, so this be me trying to force a Michael Madsen movie on you.
I'm just excited about Species.
You haven't got to your pick yet. I guess you could pick now, or you could pick at the end of next episode.
That's true. Yeah, maybe I'll see the movie. I'll have a change of heart. I'll be like,
Yeah, you might
Species
do-
is probably too
You
similar.
might
to
do
this.
Sin City A Dame to Kill For if you love Sin City so much.
Is that I'm assuming that's a sequel.
Yes, it is. Man, I'm having trouble picking Sin City or My Boss's Daughter. 2 totally different movies. But since you haven't seen Sin City, I'm going to hope that My Boss's Daughter can come up eventually.
Okay.
Maybe stars Ashton Kutcher will come up.
Yeah.
Or opens with a Bare Naked Lady song comes up as a wheel.
Movies with daughter in the title.
Tara Reid or Carmen Electra. Or
Wow.
I love that movie. It's a movie where just tons of stuff is going wrong in a guy's life.
Oh.
And I like it. Michael Madsen pees on a curtain.
It's kind of like a Mr. Magoo, Mr. Bean situation.
I guess.
They always have stuff going wrong in their lives.
Yeah, it's like...
But I guess they make it out kind of okay.
It's spoiler alert for My Boss's Daughter. Ashton
for
Kutcher,
Mr. Bean movies.
Ashton Kutcher's watching his boss's owl. Now that I'm saying it, it sounds bad.
Is this Harry Potter ride? What is this?
So he's at his boss's house, like watching
Okay.
his owl.
Normal.
Tara reads the boss's daughter, of
course.
who also lives there. I don't know why the daughter.
Why can't she watch the owl?
I think
How high maintenance is this owl?
I think she was like, I'm not going to be home, and then she ended
Is
up. And then
home.
she ended up coming home. Maybe
Fight with the boyfriend.
Maybe, I'm thinking
That's
that's
what it sounds like.
That's what I remember. And then people just keep coming over and fucking with stuff, and he's like, no.
I gotta protect this owl.
Yeah, and people keep breaking stuff. He's like, I'm picking Sin City. Next week, our first movie, Sin City.
Sin City. I'm excited.
Am I going to regret not picking my boss?
You are. You already do.
I'm going to bribe you in order. Because the audience probably would have picked Sin City. It's a great movie.
No, I think they're picking Species. I think we're watching Species twice. After the first week of talking about Species,
You can't,
the next
they
week,
can't pick
we didn't make that a rule.
No, if you guys pick a movie we already talked about, like you can't pick Sin
He's
City.
making it a rule, guys.
I'm picking Sin
sorry.
City.
No Species marathon.
I'm not sure. Is that even? Let me see if it's streaming anywhere. If not, I'm gonna have to give you my Blu-ray. Well, I don't want to end the podcast now, but guys,
Oh, you don't want to? Don't do it. Another minute.
no,
Let's go.
We have
oh,
we have another segment, bonus segment. So, guys, we're watching Sin City next week. We're going to be talking about it.
exciting.
But for now, we have a segment. Tyler, I have a game prepared for you.
What? This is surprising to me.
Yeah, I have a burp coming as well,
Oh, is that the game?
where you can win $2.
What?
I'm going to give you $2.
Oh my god! I can finally get that Showtime subscription.
So the way this is good, you're just gonna have to pick a category.
Okay.
Do you either want? I'm gonna list stuff,
Okay.
and you're gonna see how fast you can get it from the list. The more, this is hard to explain.
Okay.
The more stuff I list,
Yeah.
the less money you're gonna make.
Ooh.
So if you,
And the height, $2.
the height is $2. Listen, I'm not made of dough, okay?
I'm just saying. I'm just like, how much is this? How much is this going down every time? Like a cent?
10 cents.
10 cents. Okay.
10 cents, and there's 20.
My dimes.
There are 20 options.
Got it.
But the idea is you want to get it quick.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think you would know a cast?
No.
Would you know it by a category? So I'm going to be listing stuff, and you have to figure out what overall category.
And this is movie stuff.
Yeah. This is all. I was trying to make like a movie trivia like game show.
Okay.
And it became too much work, so I was
Gotcha,
like, I'll just do
gotcha,
one
gotcha.
one segment. Or I could list characters,
Okay.
or I could list music that shows up in a musical, or I'm gonna list movies. You have to figure out what year it is. These aren't easy.
Yeah, none of these seem too
So
easy.
cast, category.
So what does category entail? Like, it's one movie and then you're like,
No.
these are things that happen?
I'm gonna be listing most likely movies.
Okay.
And you're trying to figure out what
genre?
what category. It's very broad. That might be the hardest one.
I'm going to try year.
Okay, we're gonna try
Year might be the easiest. And then you'll also see how dumb my brain is. You're going to laugh. You're going to laugh at how off I am.
Okay.
Okay.
So hopefully.
How much time do I have? Is this like lightning round?
I don't care.
Okay.
You only get one guess per thing.
Okay.
So the first thing
So you tell me hot or colder for years.
No.
Okay, no, fair.
If I give you years, hopefully I didn't realize you could just
I could just list.
yeah.
As long as I'm not off by 20
I think when I
years.
made this original game show, I was like, oh, I'll dock you 10 cents for every wrong guess.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't need that. So for $2,
For $2.
what year
Oof.
did Paranormal Activity, the marked ones, come
Ooh,
out?
interesting. Okay. This is interesting. I'm gonna say. Oh no. 2011.
Okay.
This is not. It's not
For
2011.
$1.90.
Okay.
What year did the nut? I think it's supposed to say job. The nut
The
job.
Job.
I don't think it's job.
I have not heard of this film.
The nut job. It's just the nut job.
Okay.
I don't think. Hold on, I can correct this right now because this game
Wow,
is.
the power of editing.
Okay,
Oh,
just
you
kidding.
can't.
Just kidding.
Okay, get out of there.
I guess I don't have that font on this computer.
Okay.
So the
Oh,
nut job and Paranormal Activity, the marked ones.
2009.
That is incorrect.
Fuck.
Do you know which Paranormal Activity, the marked ones is?
It's not the first one. I know that.
Yeah, I famously hate scary movies, and I've seen all those. They terrify me.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember when the first one came out to base my thing off of.
Yeah, I think I know what year the first one came out in. Okay, but for $1.80,
Okay.
Ride Along.
God, I have no idea what these.
In case they're gonna, it's meant to start off hard,
Hard.
and then it
Yeah,
should
yeah,
get
yeah.
easier. I don't know how easy the easy ones will be for you.
Yeah,
but
probably not any easier. And I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to think of which direction I'm in, which is better or not. Because now I'm freaking out.
Right
2014. Fuck. This isn't going well.
The answer was 2014.
Oh!
Wow, you got. So I'm gonna
$1.80.
I'm gonna have to Venmo you. Do you have a? You don't. Need
I do have Venmo.
Okay,
I'll tell it to everybody here.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Then people
No,
can just
I
send you
don't.
money. The answer was 2014. Let me show you all of them real quick. So we got RoboCop, the Lego Movie, Oculus, Godzilla, X-Men: Days of Future Past, Whiplash, Birdman. They were both nominated for Oscars. That's why those are down there. Nightcrawler, Guardians of the Galaxy, Interstellar. Good year from Sin City: A Dame to Kill For. Wow.
The funny thing is like out of all these, I think, I mean, maybe the Lego Movie would have helped me out a lot. But I think Paranormal Activity, knowing that it was not the first, I knew broadly the range.
First one, I believe, came out in 2009
so
2010.
That's the range I was thinking.
Kind of had a slow release. I mean, it was actually in festivals. Okay, my camera did something. It was actually in festivals before.
Wait, is that recorded?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, 2014. So I'm going to Venmo you $1.80.
Wow. And then, maybe I should make a category thing. And then next week you fight for it back. You fight for the money back.
I just like making games, but if
fun.
I can't keep handing, if I can't make this $10, then I'll be broke.
No, I'm not. Hey, I'm not trying. That's what I'm saying. That's why I want to give you the money back.
And if we have a guest, you're gonna be going against a guest.
Ooh, they'll beat me probably. I don't know. I got this pretty quick though.
You did in 3. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't. That was it. It was a shot in the dark.
Again, I knew it had to be past at least 2007.
Yes.
I knew it was not anything before 2007.
Paranormal Activity is the 4th in the series. No, 5th is
The marked ones?
The marked ones is the 5th in the series.
Dang. You see, I thought it was like the second or third.
They had movies. No, and do you want me to list them? It's pretty easy. Paranormal Activity.
Okay.
Paranormal Activity 2.
Ooh, that's easy.
Paranormal Activity 3.
Okay.
Paranormal Activity 4.
Oh, and then the marked ones.
Then the marked ones. Then the Ghost Dimension.
That's.
And then now it is Next of Kin. Came out on Paramount Plus.
Wow. They're really doing that. I remember seeing the first Paranormal Activity movie and being really disappointed.
See, the exact opposite. I could not sleep that night.
I was just pissed.
Exactly.
I felt like nothing happened the whole movie.
Did you see it in theaters?
I did not. I saw it at a sleepover.
Yeah, it's not gonna. That is weirdly a movie you need to see where everyone is like on the same page. Like this, I heard this movie's terrifying. Because when I saw it, it was when it was in those like early release days.
Yeah,
where the only trailer was like
the people watching it in the room
freaking out, and so I had friends being like, "No, this movie is terrifying."
Wow.
So I went into it thinking this movie would be terrifying. And then it was, to me at least. I know it's just like a sheet moving, and that's like the joke nowadays, but it really got
Well, I also came in with that expectation. Like, none of my friends had seen it yet, and we were like, we should watch a scary movie for the sleepover.
But were they goofing on it?
They were not goofing on it.
They weren't, and you just still...
I just was like, I was so ready. I was so ready for it to be so scary, and then I felt like nothing was happening. And then I remember I had to... It was funny, I had to, like, leave early, even though it was a sleepover. It was like, my mom was like, you can't do that, that's crazy. And so then I left, and then I was like, oh, I didn't get to see like the last like 3 minutes, and I was like, oh, maybe something actually, and then it's like a jump scare at the end, and I was like, this is what I missed.
The ending is scary to me, but it's just because it's a jump scare. It's not my favorite. It's better than the original ending. Did you ever see that?
Oh, that's the one where the plants take over the city.
No, it's not
They-
that.
they destroy
That
the
is an
world.
original ending to wrong. No, there's an alternate ending. Well, the original movie was cops come in and just shoot her.
They just shoot her?
Well, she jumps at him. She jumps, and there's a dead body downstairs.
So that's him.
She kills Mika, and then she goes upstairs and goes next to the bed, and I think just does this for hours.
Just who calls the cops?
Just rocking.
Did he call the cops?
There's gunshots. Well, not gunshot. I don't know why the cops come.
They're just like,
Listen, this is a spooky movie. I pushed out my brain.
Sorry.
But the famous story is that Steven Spielberg saw it, and then he said you need to change the ending. You can't kill her. It ruins the sequel, even though the sequel was a prequel.
Prequel to sequel.
Second one, speaking of Back to the Future Part 2,
Yeah.
Paranormal Activity 2 kind of does the same thing.
That's why you love the Paranormal Activity series.
I mean, I fucking hate it, but I love that. So
one.
the second one is, I want to say like a week before the first one, and it's her sister. Her sister just happens to also record her whole life. It runs in the family. And I'm not sure if I want to spoil it, but then towards the end of the movie is when it starts linking up with the first movie, and then it even goes past the first movie a little bit. So it like, yeah. And then the third one is even more of a prequel. It's way back in the 70s. Or 90s. No, I don't know when. Maybe 90s.
Couldn't tell you.
All right, we can probably stop talking.
Okay.
But thanks, Tyler, for another great, or first great episode of BT Dubs. Brett and Tyler watch.
Brett and Tyler watch. Yeah, this is my favorite episode so far.
Yeah, honestly.
And my least favorite.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's pretty mediocre as well.
Yeah.
So we're gonna watch Sin City next time. Thanks, Tyler.
Thanks,
Thank
Brett.
you guys.
Thank you guys.
Go to the group in the description below if you want to vote in polls. Sorry, I know Facebook bad, but it's the only way where I can make a poll and people can add to it as well. If you know a different website that does that, let me know.
Yeah.
But for right now, we're using my Facebook group. Alrighty.
Alrighty.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.